Alrighty gamers, today I have for you the DK build I played on stream most of last week for the event. We worked in the Bladeslinger spammable of Traveling Knife and it's just been a blast to play. It's super tanky, has really solid stats, and there really isn't anything you can't do with it PvP related, and it's in my opinion that this is among the easiest of the meta type setups to play. There's not a lot to it. We're gonna dive right in, and the written guide is also up and available for you now over at the GAMEROOM.tv. Let's go. Any stamina based race works here. I'm a Nord, which generally synergizes well with the DK class. Another great option here would be Imperial, since it's a thirsty build. We have a 30 health and 34 stamina attribute split using the Serpent Mundus, Bear Haunch Food, and Tripods. Your stats will shift around due to one of the sets we're wearing, but on a 3 mil dummy, this is what it looks like buffed. Pretty solid stuff there. Those resist are peak while on the back bar. Your front bar resists are right at 30k. For our gear, we'll be back barring Wretched Vitality for our sustain and front barring Oak Fathers for our damage. We put those together like this. I ran 3 heavy, 3 medium, and 1 light with double maces front bar, sword and board back bar, and markin. Traits and enchants are here for you. I ran Stamina Escapist front bar and Mag Escapist back bar. I do recommend at least trying out Stam Escapist on the front bar. It goes a long way here. You can also run this with 1 more medium piece as well, which I did for about half the time last week for more weapon damage and sustain. You can also safely add in a few well-fitted traits as well and be totally fine if you prefer. CP is here for you as well. Take note of the Bastion CP, which we'll talk about here in just a sec. Starting with the back bar, pretty basic stuff back here, but I want to cover a few things for you. Basically, keep all your buffs up back here and use Race and Vigor when needed. Also, Hardened Armor is a shield being juiced by Bastion, so you have a nice little hat trick for kiting back here between Race, a Stam heal, and a Mag shield. You can kind of alternate them around as the situation needs and you see fit. We're also back barring Wretched, so it's important you're in tune with what's going on back here. You need a major and minor buff every 15 seconds. I can't overstate this enough. If you manage this poorly, you'll have bad sustain. If you manage this fine, you'll have no sustain issues. This is the one skill cap part of the build here in my opinion. It's not hard at all. You just have to be aware of what's going on. Race will proc both major and minor aspects of Wretched with major expedition and minor force. So this is a 1 button press to proc both 5-set bonuses. Vigor is a minor with resolve. Hardened Armor is a major with resolve. And Igneous is a minor and major due to it proccing the class passive Mountain's Blessing for minor brutality. And then the ability itself giving major brutality. This costs 4.2k mag to proc both lines of Wretched, and Race only costs 3.1k. So for a quick 1 button press refresh of both 5-set bonuses, Race is the move here if you don't need to refresh Igneous soon. Alternatively, Harden plus Vigor is a combo to proc both with split resources and getting double defensive benefits with a shield and a heal. It's a dynamic situation you adapt to over time, but if you want the easiest way to proc it mid-combat when nothing needs to be refreshed, a quick bar swap to Race will cover it the cheapest and the fastest. Front bar, mostly standard stuff here with 2 scribing abilities. Healing Soul with the scripts of Healing, Sage's Remedy, and Vitality. The Class Mastery script is a solid alternative as well for outnumbered play. Vitality is pretty big here. It will significantly increase your defensive capability as well as juice the main shield from the build from our spammable of Traveling Knife with the scripts of Multi-Target, which basically turns it into a frag grenade exploding on all enemies, or Mage's Defense, which grants you a shield on every use, and Minor Expedition. To break this down for you, this is both a melee and range spammable, so you can start damaging enemies way before you actually get to them and continue to DPS them down as they try to escape and get out of melee range. With everything rolling, including Vitality from Healing Soul and the Bastion CP, you're getting over 4k shielding a second in fights with Battle Spirit, which is just huge for soaking up a ton of miscellaneous damage like dots, status effects, and just random junk being thrown at you. It brings a lot of defensive weight to the build. Then with Minor Expedition, coupled with Major Expedition from Race, it makes you super fast moving around, which also makes you super threatening and elusive. The most basic combo here is Breath for Poison Dot and Breach, Embers for a Flame Dot and Healing, Stun with Rocks, and then parse them down with Knife or Leap. Alternatively, you can stun first to get the jump with dots on the target. There really isn't a whole lot more to it than that. Other than managing Wretched on the back bar, it's the easiest playstyle. Roll defensives and hots, put up dots, stun and parse them down. Roll defensives and hots, put up dots, stun and parse them down. Very basic gameplay here. Obviously, it gets a little bit more dynamic than that, especially when playing outnumbered, but that's the general gist of it. It's not complicated at all. And that's it, gamers. Nice and simple to the point. I'll leave you with a bit of gameplay so you can see it in action. I'll be honest with you here, my eyes are kind of bleeding going through lots of days of long streams trying to find exact clips for these montages for these builds to show all the different aspects of the build. I'm just going to quickly rip out a few examples here just to see a bit of gameplay, but I'll be definitely playing it on stream more if you want to come check out some live gameplay as well. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.